Hi everyone, Coach Sullivan here again with MJS Coaching Football. To my subscribers, I thank you. Non-subscribers, I'm hoping to tease you into pushing that button. This past fall, I completed my 38th year coaching football, and I was a defensive coordinator. But over that time, excuse me, I've also been an offensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, a longtime head coach, and all of this at both the collegiate and high school levels. In this presentation, I want to teach you how in our 3-4 we defend the inside veer triple option versus what we call the slot block of the inside linebacker. Okay, so non-subscribers, you're going to have to push that button to get the introduction and everything else about this. Okay, so over here will be the key terms, and there's not a lot as to how we define what that means. What area of the defense are they attacking? Which phase is attacking which gap, etc. Hence, why the slot is trying to block the inside linebacker and how that impacts us on the perimeter. Okay, and then over here, I will bring it all to life for you, including the techniques that we teach our defenders, to better defend against the inside veer when they're trying to seal off the inside linebacker with the slot. Okay? So first term is, of course, the inside veer itself. That's the triple. Now I have it under center, could be under gun, right? Shotgun. But now the dive is going to be B to C gap, not just straight B gap. Okay? I'm only going to work in one direction. It's mirrored, meaning if they were to run the veer to our right, it'd be the exact same thing. Okay? This is number one is the first guy outside of the guard. That's their dive key. Okay. So that's why he's in a triangle and I don't have anybody else. The inside linebacker is number one because it's the first slot block that we teach. Okay. So now you'll see what the offense is trying to accomplish, hence why they might widen the veer. So now it's more of a C gap play. Okay, which is why they would utilize this particular block. And it's very important, especially this generation, right, who wants to know why everything that you do. Well, this answers the question why, okay, because we're telling them what the offense is trying to do to us, okay? So then the quarterback is still C to D gap, and the pitch is always D gap, right? I mean, the inside via the triple option makes you defend sideline to sideline. Okay, so we're still following our tackle and play slide slot key, right? So we never get beat with play action. So the tackle, I'm going to show you the slot block of the inside linebacker with tackle inside releasing versus the tackle outside releasing. Okay? And then the play side slot block itself is he's either going to seal or cut the play side inside linebacker. Okay, so then I'll show you who that leaves on our perimeter and who they're asking in the secondary to be the guy to come down and make a big play in space on the pitch. Okay, assuming the ball gets pitched. All right. So over here, I already have this A back on in motion. Okay. I'm not going to get into all kinds of particulars from the center back. Okay. I'm going to really focus on the play side tackle and the slot key here. So if you're wondering how come I'm not getting into everything else, this is what it comes down to as far as we're concerned. Okay. And I will bring in the wide receiver as we go through this. So this is the dive key. Okay. Our outside linebacker aligns within striking distance. We just say if you can reach out and touch the hip of your DN, that's right where you want to be. Okay? Our inside linebackers line up the same as they always do. So the offensive tackle, okay, when the guard's uncovered, more often than not, right, he outside releases. Okay? So they call that an arc release. And what he's usually doing is trying to sift up and block the inside linebacker. Okay? If he arc releases and they would communicate with one another, that would force him to widen out slightly. So essentially, they've got two guys to try and seal or cut block our inside linebacker. So why would they do that? If the inside linebacker is getting over the top and we're canceling out the dive with our 4 technique, then that's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the perimeter, and that's one too many. They can't account for everybody. So the first thing they'll try and do is negate the inside linebacker from adding to the perimeter. Okay, and the B back will widen his course from outside leg of the guard to inside leg of the tackle, right? B to C gap. And so if this happens and our outside linebacker widens too much, that leaves a running lane. You see what's going on here? Okay. What our 4 technique is taught, he's a B gap defender, so his technique, he's going to always cancel out the dive. Okay, with the way we play it, he cancels out the dive. So it's all about us taking care of the quarterback and the pitch on the perimeter. So this is partly why we rarely see that veer or inside release from the offensive tackle. It'd be very hard for him. He's going to create a log jam. It'd be very hard for him to get across the face of our 4 technique. They'll try it occasionally, but that just doesn't happen often. If we're in a 5 technique, that's a whole different ballgame. Okay? So we're going to stick with, and I want to put him in dashes. He's going to arc release outside. Okay? We're going to stick with quarterback has the football. So now here is the all important. Okay, let's just assume that either the tackle or the slot. So if the tackle is able to seal the inside linebacker, he will continue up the field, by the way. If the tackle is not, then his primary job is to seal or cut the inside linebacker, right? So then now that leaves us with, right? Here is the pitch key. And so now you got 1 wide receiver and 2 DBs. So we're going to get to that. There, honestly, the key is, okay, as the outside linebacker sees, he knows he's now play side, tackles up the field, slots up inside of him, he sits. We say sit and zit, keep your feet hot. Have your hands like this. That's what we call feather. Do not widen. The quarterback's attacking and reading your inside. If you widen, he's going to duck up under, and now he's got an alleyway. If he widens and the quarterback turns upfield, we're in trouble. So we want him, the slots inside of you, just sit. Sit and zit. Sit right there. Keep these hands here, what we say, keep them at the level of the football. And if you can reach out and swat it down, great. But just sit. Don't go for any fakes. If the quarterback turns up the field and he still has the football, that's when you can make a move to tackle him. But the more likely is by you sitting, he is going to be taught to pitch the football. Okay, you don't take the bait, you don't widen, you don't turn your shoulders, you don't make it easy, you just sit. Now he has to make the decision, and what he is taught is at that point, pitch it. Okay? And so now, ball's pitched, we tell our outside linebacker, peel and pursue. Peel and pursue. Peel, because you're play side. Peel and pursue. And we've drilled them on that in what we just call a hedge pursuit drill. Another presentation. Okay? So now what that leaves us with, since the ball is now in the alley, wide receiver's got 2 guys to block. Our safeties are 2 by 8. outside the slot, our corners are 1x4. Okay? So they can block it one of two ways. Most dangerous corner, more physical, better tackler, safety. Okay? Either way, sit and zit. He sees the tackle in that slot block. He is screaming downhill, and that's what we call the alleyway in between the wide receiver and the edge of the formation here, right? Where the dive key used to be, right in there. He fits in, knowing he's got inside out pursuit, and he's got a cornerback outside of him. Okay? If he's getting blocked by wide receiver, he will avoid outside to the sideline. He's got to protect the sideline. Non-subscribers, you push the button. And then outside in hard. If the corner ends up working to the safety, let me get rid of this. This gets messy so fast. If the wide receiver does this as he's coming down, he avoids outside to the sideline. Now, when he's not blocked, he has to scream inside hard and replace. But that's what we do, because we should always have inside out. Where's your help? Your help's all coming from the inside. So avoid to the sideline. Okay? So the reason they will take the slot and try and seal or cut the inside linebacker is widen the dive. If that doesn't work, try and create a running alley for the quarterback. And because of the way we play it, what we get more often than not is we canceled the dive and we also canceled the quarterback. Okay, so you get this a couple of times a game, and then usually they stop running it because you outnumber them on the perimeter. Okay? So as I said at the beginning, to my subscribers, I thank you. Non-subscribers, I hope I tease you into pushing that button. To everybody, please reach out to me at coachmjsullivan@gmail.com. Love to hear from you. I want to thank you for watching, MJS Coaching Football. I want to thank YouTube for providing this platform.